what's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. What if silver fails? Well, technically, that question doesn't make sense because what are we referring silver failing to? The dollar? Because the dollar inevitably is going to fail, and comparing fake money to real money doesn't make sense, anyways. Silver cannot fail. And I mean that literally because it has real world uses, intrinsical value. No matter who says that 1 ounce coin is worth what is irrelevant because the coin's value is the 1 ounce inside of it, not the price tag attached to it. Until and unless silver is nothing more than just your average rock in your backyard, it has value. Actually, even then so, because some people like to collect rocks. I mean, we're talking about something that has been valuable for 5,000 years, since the beginning of man, and will always have value, even 5,000 years from now. Fiat-based system lasts around a century. Gold and silver, 5,000 years. We're talking about something that's irreplaceable. Nothing can replace silver. Yes, we can try to use copper to replace with solar panels, or use, some scientific method to extract silver out of solar panels and reuse it in some type of way. But we're talking about something that's the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. We're talking about elements on the periodic table, folks. Gold and silver isn't just made in the Earth's crust. It came here from asteroids and comets. We're talking about the entire solar system. Nothing's just going to appear out of thin air and be better than silver. Yes, we could try to, figure out a way to minimize the amount of silver, or maybe use copper in solar panels, for this and that. But we're talking about elements on the periodic table and stuff that has been valuable forever and will be valuable forever. If you're talking about or considering silver failing because of the spot price, then you're looking at it completely wrong. Completely wrong. Even if silver stays $20, for 20 years from now, which that won't happen, but I'm just saying, even if silver is still $20 and 20, 30 years from now, it still held its value because that 1 ounce still has 1 ounce inside of it. And the money you would have kept in your bank account instead of putting it in silver, which is still $20 20 years from now, would have been completely gone. And not even just, let's just make a fantasy where the dollar does last that long. The dollar would be so worthless, the purchasing power would be so low, that even if spot price didn't change a single penny, you still saved your money because that money was put in silver, like a time capsule. Just like, an ounce of silver could, or even, we can even do this. A 50-cent walking liberty could get you a gallon of gas back in the day, because 50 cents could get you a gallon of gas. That same exact walking liberty can get you a gallon of gas today. Not the face value, but you could take that walking liberty, walk down to your local coin shop, sell it for $10, and go get yourself a couple gallons of gas. That same coin can get you back in the day what it can today. But if that 50 cents was only 2 quarters, you can't get gas for 50 cents nowadays. When you invest into silver, you're putting your money in a time capsule. Until you understand that, you're never going to look at silver the right way, and you're going to get nervous when it drops down to $11 like it did in March of 2020, when a lot of people canceled and freaked out and panic sold. Whereas true silver stackers that understand that the stuff that I'm talking about would have been buying boatloads of it, because $11 is a steal for an ounce of silver. You even know that $20 is a steal for an ounce of silver. Even $50 is a steal for an ounce of silver. $100 is too, because $100 for an ounce of silver is pennies, because $100 is worth nothing. It's fake. Lost 98% of its purchasing power. And plus, that $100 in 10 years, even if the dollar lasts that long, which probably won't even last a tenth of that, even if it did, what you could buy with $100 then will be nothing compared to that ounce of silver, especially moving forwards. I mean, in 10 years, who knows what an ounce of silver is going to be? So if you're contemplating, if silver, let's say silver does hit $100 an ounce, if you're saying that's too pricey, $100 is worth more than an ounce, or an ounce of silver isn't worth $100, you're saying you're saying that if you put your money or in that ounce of silver, then you would lose that value. Where $100 in 10 years will buy you what around $10 it will can today. But do you think an ounce of silver is going to be worth only $10 in 10 years? You have to look at it realistically. See, I don't look at silver in dollar terms. Spot price is irrelevant, by the way. I really try to look at the true value. Yes, a lot of people probably will feel some type of way paying $100 for an ounce of silver. Especially if you're desensitized to really, really low prices. When silver is $100, the stackers that will be, that will be coming up then, they're used to that because that's when they started. See, like a lot of people are desensitized to that $30 silver price during the Wall Street silver movement because that's when a lot of stackers were born. So they're desensitized to $30. Also meaning when silver drops down to 20, that makes them feel very worried because they're used to 30. But someone who started when I started in 2015, they look at $20 silver, they're like, wow, that's a lot. I remember the first time silver broke above $20, we celebrated. Whereas someone who started at 30 looks at $20 and says that's low. You see how those two different people's perspectives are completely different based on when they started stacking? If you can wipe away that perspective and look at silver for what it is, that's going to make it's going to make it a lot easier. No matter if you started in 2015 or started in 2021, it shouldn't matter what your opinion of silver's price being too high or too low is. That's missing the point. That's missing the entire point. Because for me, whether it's $20 or $50 makes no difference. Maybe, yes, you can get more ounces for $50 or less ounces if you're paying $50. But regardless, that $50 and that $20 is the same thing. Nothing. Worthless. Money is fiat money is worthless, and it always will be. And the dollar isn't going to last forever. Some people say, oh, someone who says the dollar is going to collapse, they're just, tinfoil hat. No, you know that this is statistically every fiat-based system lasts around 100 years before it falls. I mean, look at third world countries. Their dollar is so deflated that they carry their money in trash bags and weigh their money on scales at the cash register, because that would be like a dollar having the purchasing power of like 5 cents. So if you go to the store and buy something that's $7, you would have to be handing over hundreds, if not thousands, of these dollars. It takes too long to count, so they weigh it. That's why you see the Zimbabwe $1 trillion bill or $100 trillion bill. That's why you see those signs in Africa where they say like broke billionaire holding up a sign. That's where every fiat-based system is headed, because we're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's going to take the United States, and Canada, these other countries, a lot longer to get there because we're the wealthier countries. And by the way, we determine a country's wealth on how much gold we have, not how many dollars we print off. Wait, Silver Slayer, you just said we determine a country's wealth on how much gold they have? Let's apply that same principle to a person-to-person basis. So you're saying that no matter if that guy has X amount of dollars in his bank account, is irrelevant. The wealthier person is the one that has precious metals. Yes, if you want to be literal on how we determine a country's wealth, then yeah. But regardless, looking back to these third world countries, a lot of them transfer over to Bitcoin now. Cashless nations, everything's the swipe of a card. Bitcoin ATMs, mobile banking. We're heading into that age. Dollars will be non-existent, and that doesn't even matter, especially nowadays. We're looking at more of a digital currency backed by physical commodities, even more so validating that even the higher ups, even banks, they know. I mean, yes, they don't consider silver as money anymore, but I guarantee that banks still are hoarding silver, or nowadays at least starting to. I mean, when we got rid of the gold standard in 1971 and the silver standard a century earlier, almost to the dot, look at what the dollar strength did. If you ever see a chart of the dollar strength and look at 1971, as soon as we got rid of the gold standard, Look at what happened to the dollar's purchasing power. It is unbelievable how fast the dollar collapsed as soon as our money wasn't backed by gold anymore. I don't ever see a time where we could, and this is actually what I wanted to ask Andy. Actually, someone else emailed me this question to ask Andy. And by the way, if you want to purchase from Miles Franklin, which Andy Scheckman's the CEO of, just send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. They will match any price from any major retailer uh, bullion dealer out there. So if you find a price lower than his or whatever, just send a screenshot or send that link and he will match it. So you literally cannot find a cheaper price anywhere else than Miles Franklin. But anyways, back to the point, this guy emailed me. He wanted to ask Andy a question since we have a show every Wednesday. I told you guys to send emails to info.silverslayer@gmail.com if you wanted me to ask Andy any questions on the Wednesday show. This one guy said, can you ask Andy if you'll ever see a day where we buy groceries or something with silver coins again? I don't think it would look like that. That's just my personal opinion, just because the lack of silver. And I think, I mean, if we ever got to that type of point, I think it would be more of trading and bartering, not at a legit store in a cash register. I would think more doomsday trading and bartering, um, almost, not to try to be that catastrophic doomsday pusher, but I do somewhat feel that prepping and bartering or trading and bartering will have its time and place. I don't know when, I don't know what it would look like, but I think that's more realistic. In my opinion, I think nowadays, if that were to happen, it would be the way that we literally are headed in a digital currency backed by physical commodities. I don't know how it would work. I don't know what it would look like. There's a lot of speculation. Me, from my crypto background, which I've been investing into Bitcoin since 2016, since it was $1,000, there's actually videos on YouTube of me on Coinbase showing people how to buy Bitcoin, and you could see the price was $1,000 on the screen when I was talking about it. But regardless, that's besides the point. I understand Bitcoin. I think it would be something like USD coin, USDC. It's a crypto pegged to $1. Tether's also pegged to the dollar, but USD coin, I think would probably be it. There's also Ripple that's owned by a central bank, controlled by a central bank. But I would think it would be something along those lines, backed by physical commodities. I still don't think it would be a fair system to any degree, especially if you listen to what Andy's talking about. But Andy, I don't want to get too deep in all that conspiracy stuff. All I'm saying is that if you don't have precious metals, you are SOL. You're SOL. Now, I'm not going to answer that guy's question. I would rather ask Andy, but personally, I don't think there will ever be a day and age where we just take silver coins and take them to the store, especially since silver's so scarce. I think they would confiscate our silver sooner than that would happen, which is also possible. If you've ever seen some of my videos mentioning that, they've confiscated gold in the past for reasons way less severe than they would confiscate silver, which would be saving the planet. The global warming, climate change type stuff, since we're talking about silver being so heavily involved in solar panels and electric vehicles, which is a massive shortage of silver. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of my take on things. Silver cannot lose its value. It cannot fail because what we're comparing it failing to is something that already is failed. Dollars and silver, they cannot be comparable. They can't be compared. You cannot compare fake money to real money. No matter how many fake dollars you throw at an ounce of silver, is always going to be less than, because those dollars are worthless. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hope you enjoyed it. Go subscribe. I'm waiting for the prizes to come in. I know Andy wanted to donate to the winner as well, so I'm going to wait till he ships me the prizes that he wanted to donate. And I bought something else myself specifically to give to the winner, some silver. So yeah, I want to make this a special giveaway because my channel's been very supportive. You guys have been amazing, and I really want to give the winner a nice prize. So stay tuned. The 60,000 subscriber giveaway will be happening. Just let me get the prizes ready. I didn't think we would hit 60K this fast. I figured it would be in a couple weeks or at least a month, but I started gaining like 500 subscribers per day, which usually I gain 500 subscribers in like 3 to 4 weeks. So it kind of caught me off guard, but I promise I'm getting everything handled and we will be picking a winner soon. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.